What's going on, guys? Ryan Meeks with Escape to Arizona. You know, I just wanted to make a video about the 5 things I feel are really important if you're building a pool in your backyard. So whether you have a resale home and you're redoing your yard, whether you're getting a new construction home and adding a pool to that, these are 5 design features I feel are really, really important. So stay with me and make sure you stick around to the end because this design feature is my absolute favorite. Hey, if it's your first time on my channel, my name's Ryan Meeks. I talk about all things Arizona to make your move super smooth. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. My contact information is below. I also have a relocation guide, and I have access to the best pool builder that I've discovered from all of my different clients I've had that have used many pool builders. If you guys want that information, just shoot me a message. I'm happy to share it with you. And if you're a newbie to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So guys, starting out, I think this is so important, is getting a pool with a Baja Shelf. Now, what is a Baja Shelf? Well, it's what I'm sitting on right now. This thing right here, right below the chair. So it's 6 inches deep, and ours is about 6 feet wide by maybe like 10 feet in length. Now we can fit all of these chairs on here, so it's a great place to just sit with family. If we don't want to get really wet, we can still sort of cool off in the pool. And another thing that's so great about this is that if you have young ones that are like 1-2 years old, they can actually enjoy it because it's only 6 inches. Now, some of the mistakes that my neighbors have made is that they've gotten a Baja Shelf and it'll be like anywhere from 18, 24 inches. And in my opinion, you can't really enjoy that Baja Shelf. You really want to get one with 6 inches. So if you don't believe me, what I would do is go test out a 6-inch Baja Shelf somewhere and then go test out, you know, an 18, 32-inch Baja Shelf. But in my opinion, and even in my neighbor's opinion who got the deeper Baja Shelves, the 6-inch Baja Shelf is really where it's at, especially if you have young kids. Now, number 2, guys, this is going to seem really obvious, but check out these umbrellas I have right here in the background. Well, the thing is, you can put those umbrella holes anywhere, so make sure that when you put the umbrella holes into the Baja Shelf or wherever you choose, if you want to put them on like the patio as well, that you think about if you're going to be sitting there and which way the sun is hitting these umbrellas. Now, obviously, umbrellas can pivot and all that, but you really want to think about your design beforehand and make sure that you just put them in smart places where you're going to have the most shade. So what we did is we put 2 umbrellas on the Baja Shelf. Now, we could have added a 3rd, but what would have happened is that the umbrella tops would have hit each other and it might have been a little bit awkward, and maybe all 3 of those wouldn't have even fit. So make sure you're spacing them right, but I would definitely recommend getting some umbrella holes so that you can put these cool umbrellas up as you're sitting down and get a little bit of taste of that shade as you're sitting here in the summer. Number 3, I see a lot of people who get like water features on the other side of their pool. So you'll walk in, you'll see their pool, let's say it's rectangular, on the other side it'll have some kind of water feature. Well, you know, I don't know the exact cost of those water features, but something that really pops and I think will get you money back and go a long way with just fun and excitement is having a slide or some kind of like thing for the kids to do. The only thing that comes to mind right now is a slide, because I do have a slide. We have a slide and a water feature. The guy who built this calls this the modern slide. So I think it's super hip. Definitely when people walk into our home and they see this, they're like, holy cow, it looks totally cool, totally modern. And what you'll see in a lot of these resale homes is they have the slides, but they're kind of those old, rocky, bulgy, brown-looking slides. Now this one's totally modern. Your pool guy can definitely come up with different designs. This was all handmade, guys, so they can definitely create anything in your mind that you have and put it, you know, here as a canvas. So definitely get yourself a super cool slide, something that just pops at the other side of the pool. And not to mention, the kids love it, the adults love it. Ryan, I want to get them on video. Can you get out of the video? Everybody loves this slide. This is really the focal point of our pool. Now, number 4, I think this is a big deal when you're designing your pool. What some people will do, and actually what my sister-in-law did, is they had a pool, and on one side it was like 3 feet, and then it went down and it got like 6.5 feet deep on the other end. Well, you know what? Nobody uses that end of the pool. You want to make sure, in my opinion, that you get a pool that gets deep in the center, And then watch. It gets a little more shallow. It just doesn't keep going deeper. In our pool, what we did is we started at 3 feet. We went down to 5.5 in the middle where the slide is, so that you don't, hit your butt too hard when you hit the ground. And then we went back up to 4 feet. So you know what? You can use every section of this pool. It's a little bit safer and it's a lot more enjoyable. And I guess it's called more of a play pool when you do that. Now, if you're more into diving and you want to have like cannonball competitions, get the 6.5 foot, get the 7 foot pool. But I really think you're going to love it if you get a pool that goes deep and then gets shallower on the other side. And number 5, my camera's overheating out here. Guys, you have to get a jacuzzi. Okay, they call them spas here, not jacuzzis. But anyways, get yourself a jacuzzi / spa. These are awesome. You're gonna use these all winter long. I think I use these like 4 days a week in the winter, and I absolutely loved it at night. So you'll notice that the sun goes down maybe 5:30, 6 o'clock. All the lights come on in the pool, and it really is just such an adventure to be out here and to be in the hot tub. And there's nothing that feels more luxurious than jumping into a hot tub on a cold winter night. And what's really cool is that my kids enjoy it so much that they can actually swim year round. And obviously there's a heating element, so if we wanted to heat the pool for like Christmas, New Year's Eve, we can go ahead and do that. Now, we typically don't do that, but it's something that is possible. But what we find is that we'll actually maybe do some cold plunging. I've done it a few times, and then we'll go into the hot tub, cold plunge hot tub. Not sure how good that is for you, but that's something that we've done. So definitely get a hot tub. You guys will not regret it. I have some friends that built their pool, and he heated it the first 2 months that he had the pool, and I think it was like an $1,800 bill. Absolutely insane. Would not recommend doing that. So he definitely regrets not getting a hot tub. So don't make the mistake and not get the hot tub and have to go hang out with your neighbors who has the hot tub. Get yourself the hot tub. So those are the 5 things I think are important and should give you guys sort of a baseline when you're going to build your pool. I think those are 5 things you should totally get. Now, obviously not everybody has the budget for all 5 of those things, but the umbrella holes I think you guys can afford, so no worries there. If you guys have any questions and you want to reach out to me, get my advice on what to put in your pool, feel free to reach out. I can also set you up with a pretty awesome pool builder that did our pool, and the customer service, 1.5, actually 2 years later, has been phenomenal. So cannot complain. Definitely love my pool, and I recommend getting one out here, guys. So make sure you subscribe. I'm gonna have a future video where I go through the cost of my backyard. That should be pretty interesting. And guys, if you have any questions, give me a buzz. I think I said that 4 times, but we'll see you on the next one.